Today is the 27th of September 2025 and you join me at Shildon Station because it was 200 years ago to the day at this very location that Locomotion No. 1 set off on its inaugural journey along the Stockton and Darlington Railway. So I'm here with these people to try and recreate that first ever journey. But the original journey didn't start at Shildon, it started several miles further west at the Witton Park Collieries and travelled along the first section of line pulled not by a steam loco but by a mix of horses and stationary steam engines. Here at the Brusselton incline, it was far too steep for the locomotives of the day, so a stationary winding house was positioned at the top of the hill that would pull trains up one side and lower them down on the other. At its peak, the Brusselton incline was capable of handling 6 trains an hour in each direction, but was closed in 1856 following the opening of the line through Bishop Auckland, which got around the steep slopes by way of a new tunnel. Back to that first ever journey on the 27th of September, and by the time the train reached Shildon, it had already had 12 wagons of coal winded over the hill, as well as 1 wagon containing sacks of flour to help support the farming community, right? And so that's when, as I say, it actually met up with Locomotion at Shildon, and of course a few passenger cars, and that's when the main journey started, and that's what we're reenacting in this video.
In 1821, Pease Railway Company hired me on. Pease Railway Company hired me on to work the colliery railroads.
There's a real hub of excitement at Shildon this morning as the 10:30 service to Saltburn pulls in and our little group hops on board. We've called ourselves Team 200, and as our train pulls out of Shildon, we pass the Locomotion Museum, named after, and indeed home to, the original locomotive that ran this line 200 years ago.
Okay, so we're on the train now, just travelling down the line.
We're now approaching Newton Aycliffe.
Approaching Newton Aycliffe.
If you're leaving the train here,
Oh,
please
for goodness
take a moment
sake.
to ensure
So it was rather hard to film without being interrupted by announcements, but it highlights an important point. Even though this Class 156 train is pretty old, it still shows just how far railway technology has come in the last 2 centuries. Whilst we may be travelling along the same tracks, today's modern train would be totally unrecognisable to those initial pioneers. Travelling further down the line, our next stop is Hyington, which is yet another very important site in railway history.
So we've just pulled out of Hyington Station, which many people consider to be the first proper railway station, because when this line opened, the concept of stations weren't really a thing, but Hyington was the first place that they put like a permanent building at and became a designated stopping point for trains. So that is a very historically significant location.
The other thing that struck me about this journey is just how ordinary it felt. This was just a standard northern train running its standard route. It just so happens that this particular journey was taking place 200 years exactly since the first ever train ran on this line, a journey which helped kickstart a wave of railway building which took the nation and the world by storm, forever changing the course of our modern societies.
So on approach into North Road Station, we've passed the replica of Locomotion No. 1. I'm hoping we'll be seeing a bit more of that throughout the weekend. We've also passed Tornado and Sir Nigel Bresley there as well. Again, we might be looking at them later. But yes, we're only going as far as Darlington on today's journey, which means it's almost over already.
And so the train continues further down the line without us. We'd love to stay on it to ride more of the original route towards Stockton, but that'll have to wait, as there's still plenty to see in Darlington. Leaving Darlington's main station behind, it's a quick bus ride over to North Road, where a large crowd has gathered at the Skerne Bridge to see the replica of Locomotion No. 1 passing over, recreating the famous painting from the line's opening day.
So we've travelled over to the Skerne Bridge, where Locomotion No. 1, or a replica at least, is running back and forth across it. And it's absolutely fantastic to see it in operation running across the oldest operational railway bridge in the world.
Following this, the line was reopened to regular traffic again, so we caught the train back up to Shildon to visit the Locomotion Museum, where we were greeted by another replica, this time of Rocket, a locomotive which started running 5 years later on the Liverpool and Manchester Railway, a line which was far more advanced than the Stockton and Darlington, therefore causing debate between historians over which was truly the first modern railway. At the museum itself, I of course went to have a look at the original Locomotion No. 1, or at least what's left of it, considering almost all of its components have been replaced at some stage. I then also went to have a look at what the future may hold, including touring a prototype of the Revolution VLR, which it's hoped will be used to reopen abandoned railways across the country someday. I'll be releasing a more detailed video about that on my news channel, so subscribe to Network News if you haven't already. But for now, I was pretty tired out, so after taking some more group pictures, decided to call it a day. But don't worry, as we've still got plenty of excitement lined up for tomorrow.
Day 2, back at Darlington. We're going to keep going down the Stockton and Darlington Railway towards Stockton to see, hopefully, once again, the replica of Locomotion No. 1 running down the line. It should be great, I'm looking forward to it. Doors closing, off we go. So we've come down to the end of the platform at Eagles Cliff, and off in the sidings behind me there, you can actually see the replica of Locomotion No. 1 that we've come out here to see today. Gonna get a shot of it super quickly, and then we've got to dash to catch a bus.
And so it was a quick bus ride up to the Carter's Steel foot crossing to once again see Locomotion in motion. Following this, it was a race against time to beat the train up to Rochester Road, where a large crowd had gathered in anticipation of its arrival.
And just as I hoped, you can see it has arrived behind me now. It's fantastic to see, and it's fantastic to see how many people have come out specifically to see this. The excitement here this weekend has just been palpable, is that the word? Bit of a buzzword, but it really, like, people have come from all over the world. I've been speaking to people who've come from Germany, France, Japan. There's just so many people here to celebrate this monumental achievement that 200 years ago we gave the world railways and everything that came with that. And there's a lot of good that came with that, but there's also a lot of evil that came with that. And I think it's important we acknowledge both. The fact is, this is where it all began, up here in Stockton.
And so, watching the train heading off into the distance on one of the giant screens, my time with Locomotion No. 1 comes to an end. But as alluded to earlier in the video, there's still one thing I'd like to see. But first, another familiar face.
After all that excitement at Rochester Road, I'm going to talk over the announcements. We've made it to Thornaby Station, and look who I've bumped into.
Well, hello.
Fancy seeing you here.
It's been hilarious. You've been trying to film this and all the announcements.
Yeah, we're just talking over the announcements
Yes,
now. We've
yes.
given up. We were interrupted. Literally interrupted like 8 times. Okay. Oh my day. No! Right. Oh my god. Oh for 3 in a row. Are you having a laugh? Okay. Oh my god. That's Rochester Road.
It legitimately is the Gen Curse. Are you loving all of this? Like this weekend?
Oh, yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
And just seeing everybody here has been. There's no words for it.
Yeah.
For me, it's been almost emotional.
Yeah.
This is my greatest gathering.
Absolutely, because you weren't there, and it's got a lot of the same vibes of like, this is railway people doing railway things all together, united, you know, for the love of the game.
Yeah, exactly that. It's so good to see you again because I haven't seen you in ages.
Yeah, I know. Well, I'll be chatting to you probably off camera because we're both getting on the same train.
Yes.
I'm heading to North Road, and that's where I'm going to end the video. Okay, so made it to North Road. Gonna head into Stockton Darlington, the museum, because I have a footplate tour booked.
So, the footplate tours were taking place in the A1 Steam Locomotive Trust's building. This is the organisation which built Tornado a few years ago. And, speak of the devil, let's have a look inside. Tornado is, of course, an A1, which was completed in 2008, making it the first mainline steam locomotive to be built in the UK since the 1960s. It's interesting to see how they've retrofitted in modern signalling technology such as ETCS to a train which was clearly not designed with it in mind. Whilst waiting to have a look at Sir Nigel Gresley's footplate, it also gave me a chance to check out the newest engine they're building here. This will be a P2 class named Prince of Wales. It's great to see that we're still capable of building steam engines from scratch in this country, so if you want to learn more about this, or leave a donation to help fund its completion, I'll leave a link to their website in the description. Now, on to Sir Nigel Gresley. This fine beast is an A4 Pacific, the same design as Mallard, which set the world record for the fastest ever steam train at 126 miles an hour, a speed which is still yet to be exceeded by most intercity trains in the UK today. This streamlined engine was designed to power up and down the East Coast Main Line on long-distance expresses. I was particularly intrigued by the corridor in the tender, which would have allowed the driving crew to change over mid-journey without needing to bring the train to a halt, combined with a scoop underneath to pick up water from a trough in the tracks mid-journey, and this allowed for some serious reductions in journey times.
So I'm back at Darlington Station here to do the outro. It's been an absolutely phenomenal weekend. Seeing so many people expressing their love for the railways and chatting with so many other rail enthusiasts. People have come here from all over the world. It's been absolutely phenomenal. All the trains back to London are screwed up, so I think that just goes to show that whilst we've come a long way in the last 200 years, there's still progress to be made, and there always will be progress to be made. Thank you all very much for watching. If you'd enjoyed, then like, comment, hype is a thing now, so you can try that.
I also have to give a massive thank you to everyone who accompanied me this weekend. It wouldn't have been the same without you. A particular thank you to Riku for lending me their drone footage for this video, and of course a massive thank you to you, the viewer, for sticking with me all the way to the end. Until next time though, thanks for watching.